Hey everybody, welcome to our next exit. Bears? You want bears? We got bears. First, let me show you just right where we're at. So we're splitting our travel up between free campsites, boondocking, and RV parks. And we left you last time in Burns Lake and a community campground there that's free. And the girls found another site up in New Hazelton. This is all in British Columbia, and it was free as well. Both places we were able to get free dumps, free water. It's just been great so far. New Hazelton, British Columbia. Little community park. Gonna go take a morning walk and see what I can find. Our current destination is Stewart, British Columbia, and that's just a couple of miles from Hyder, Alaska, where they have this great viewing walkway. And we've heard that the salmon are swimming upstream and the grizzlies are there chasing them down and eating them. This is what we found when we got there.
Yes. If you don't, it's black bear.
Is that a homespun tail?
I think maybe. I made it.
It appears we're about a month too soon for the salmon, and the grizzly ain't coming until the salmon get there. But we were not disappointed. Some of the local folks told us just where they were hanging out waiting. Seen any grizzlies yet, baby?
No, I haven't. It's a grizzly.
Hey, he's got a hump on his back, doesn't
I
he?
was just noticing that. That's a grizzly bear right there.
Yeah, I think
Who's
so.
got the walkie-talkie? May I have it?
Oh my.
Yeah, that's a grizzly.
Yeah.
That is a grizzly bear right there.
So up here around Stewart, it doesn't get dark till like 10 o'clock at night or later. And what the locals told us, just drive down the highway around between 8:30 and 9:30, 10 o'clock. And the bear, you'll see grizzly bears and black bears walking down the highway getting dinner. We tried it. We didn't think it was going to work, but it worked every time. We went out 3 nights. It worked every time. We saw grizzly bears, black bears, and this little porcupine was pretty cool. And I'm sure a lot of you want to lecture us on the right way and the wrong way to deal with wildlife. But we stayed in the car. We kept the car on the road. We didn't harass them. The windows are rolled up. We carried our bear spray. I keep this holster on my belt all the time. We carry our bear spray when we're out
under the tree right there.
Walking or driving. Quite often we have it in the car.
See the brown spot?
So we try to do it safe and right and not harass the bears. But it is totally fascinating. These bears can live 20, 30 years and maybe longer. And my understanding, British Columbia has 15,000 grizzly bears. That's a lot of grizzly bears, isn't it? I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they disappear in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Got a picture.
And this was probably by far the biggest bear that we saw, black bear or grizzly bear. And they just blend into those bushes so easily, they disappear. And he could really care less about us at all. He'd look at us, but he was never concerned at all. He kind of meandered on up the road. That's probably all the bear videos. This one here will be the last one, except for the 3 cubs. We saw 3 like 1-year-old grizzly bears hanging around up at a crossroads where 37 and 37A intersect. I'll probably show them here in just a minute, but let's go look at some glaciers and some waterfalls and some other stuff that we saw around Stewart. Now is this Bear Glacier you said?
Wow. Oh, that's nice. That's gorgeous. That's Bear
The
Glacier.
guy downtown where we went down for dinner,
Yeah.
he said He's been here when that glacier hit the lake.
Really?
That's how far it's receded.
Wow.
Let me get a picture of it.
Can you imagine? Oh my God.
So it's just a couple of miles over to Hyder, Alaska, and we went over. We don't have to go through customs going into Alaska, but coming back into Canada, we had to go through customs again. But it went real smooth. But they've got another glacier up there if you take this road pretty far up, a few miles, called Simon Glacier. And it's just as awesome as that Bear Glacier was. And waterfalls coming down off the side of the mountains everywhere. We went up as far as you could, and then we got to where a snowplow kind of quit clearing the road. We thought about going through it, but Lenny, being the wise guy he is, he walked the snow, and he decided we could get through it with the Jeeps, but it was at a bit of an angle, and we were afraid if we started sliding, we could slide plumb off the mountain. But let's take a look at Hyder, Alaska and the surrounding area.
Slippery slope right there.
Yeah, you can get down that lake in a hurry.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be easy.
Slide off.
Yeah.
We spun a little bit. We could just slip right off the end here.
I think we all agree. British Columbia, the scenery, the wildlife, everything out here is just awesome. But I promised some more bears before we leave. I think we're heading to Watson Lake next. Let's go back and look at them three little, I think they're probably yearling grizzly bears. They were so much fun to watch.
Stay behind them.
Yep.
Open lane.
They don't look so big from this distance, do
Yeah.
they?
Side right now.
Oh, bigger than
It's a little creepy now. You're a little bit surrounded.
I don't think these bears worry about
Evidently.
us.
They don't seem too concerned.
They didn't seem terribly upset when the semi was there.
No.
Can you see its nails? Oh, yeah.
So tell me, where does the grizzly bear go poop? You got it. Anywhere he wants to. But luckily for us, the city of Stewart
They don't always
provides a free dump station. So after about 3 days in Stewart, we drove over to the dump site, dumped our tanks, filled up with water, and we're headed out to Watson Lake. Well, it's been brought to my attention, it's almost 400 miles up to Watson Lake, so we probably won't make it all the way. We're gonna fuel up here just outside of Stewart and go up to a little place. The girls found a campsite at Upper Nats Lake. I gotta say, it was honestly a little bit daunting for Pearl and I to think about bringing our big old 42-foot motorhome up here to Canada and Alaska. It's just too big to maneuver around in some of these boondocking locations and even the campgrounds. It was a little daunting. But Lenny and Angela, Wayne and Carrie, Don, they're, to be honest, kind of taking care of us. We just kind of float along. They stick us in the middle of the convoy. We don't add a whole lot to the convoy, but Carrie and Angela, They are the navigators. They find these boondocking spots, our water, our sewer drops. It's been an awesome experience, and we're so lucky to have such good friends that are kind of taking care of an old couple. Check out the next couple of boondocking locations. So now we're back on the highway and we're looking for moose and caribou, elk, really anything. And here comes another grizzly. Not that I'm complaining, this is just awesome. And I gotta say, Nats Lake, that was a pleasant surprise. Plenty of room and an awesome view of the lake right out the windshield. We spent 2 nights here before we headed out to Watson Lake. And I've got to thank Don from Cowboy Biker Adventures. I think he got up out of bed, put on his jacket, and come out here and took this film with his drone. He had to have got out of bed because he still got his pajamas on.
Nat Lake. Nice and level. Nobody here. Might stay here a couple of nights.
How you like this gravel road, baby?
I don't like the road, period, Bobby.
Period?
Gravel,
None of it, huh?
None of it. None
Lots of rocks
of
getting
it.
thrown around.
Yeah, none of it. Don't want another broken windshield.
There's a big old bump up there where
Yeah, I'm
Don's
gonna
going.
slow. Wow.
Yeah, slow down all the way through the Jeeps.
Yes, dear.
1 axle. 2, 3, 4, 5.
This little mishap happened about
Good job,
halfway
sweetie.
between that upper Nat Lake and Jade City, our next stop. And I don't know what caused it, but at Jade City they told us that the driver walked away from it. It just goes to show how narrow and dangerous these roads are, even for a professional driver. So here at Jade City is a really neat little store, and they've got a huge boondocking lot that they got room for a ton of rigs. But we didn't stay here. All the girls did buy them a little jade ring and stuff as a souvenir because it's been quite the experience. But we were anxious to head on down to Watson Lake. So this is not like a harvest toast and we have to go in and buy
Head east,
a piece of jade.
via 37 south.
Some of the crew was out riding around in one of the Jeeps at Nats Lake, and they come across this big old grizzly bear, and they saw a bicycle headed his direction, but the bear didn't even pay any attention. He was busy eating them dandelions. That's all he was focused on.
Boy, that's something.
Beautiful colors.
Wow, isn't that different?
There's the Yukon line.
What kind of flag is that? That is impressive.
You like that, do you?
Yeah.
Now how great is this for a boondocking site? Totally free right here on the boardwalk. It's a sign garden. We made it to the Alcan Highway via the Cassier Highway, kind of a less traveled, more remote, but a lot more wildlife and wilderness. I am so amazed. This is such an adventure for Portland and I, and we hadn't even got to Alaska yet. So I hope you guys join us next week as we move on a little further into the Yukon and probably hit Alaska in 1, maybe 2 weeks.
It goes on and on and on and on. we were able to park right here in the front overnight. I'm gonna look at a couple signs. This is the first time I've noticed that they had these vehicles that are ancient. I spy something that looks very familiar. Look at that. Look at that. Next exit. Right there. Interesting. Sign Forest at Watson Lake here in the Yukon.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this week. We got 2 nights here at the Sign Forest, and then we're Watson Lake is right on the Alaskan Highway. So we're off the Cass here onto the Alaskan Highway, headed to Tok, Alaska. Maybe we'll get there by next week, I'm not sure. But it's been an exciting adventure so far. Until we see you guys again next week, keep the wheels rolling, stay safe. We'll see you at the next exit. Bye-bye, folks.